All right, good afternoon, guys. We're talking about percents, decimals, and fractions today. For us in Virginia, it's SOL 6.2. We basically are talking about conversions, and we're talking about how we can create equivalent forms of the same value across different things. I don't have a word for that, so I'll move on. The PDF chart that you see up here is something that we commonly use to pre-assess and assess kids to some extent, and to determine what you know about how percents, decimals, and fractions should look in terms of their equivalent forms. And I wanted to fill this in for you and just do a quick explanation. This is a very brief video because I'll get into more detail with some of the other videos that I'll do in a few minutes, or for you, maybe in a few days. You never know. So we're taking a look at the example that we have right here. We have 60% as a fraction, 60% as a percent, excuse me, 6/10 as a decimal, that's 0 and 6/10, and we have as a fraction 6/10 equals 3/5. You'll notice that I expressed this 6/10 fraction as a 3/5 simplest form fraction, and we'll always work toward that in any fraction or ratio capacity. If I had given you an example of something like 0 and 25/100ths, that can be converted to a percent or a fraction quite easily using many of the skills, tips, tricks that we'll talk about in class and also through these videos. So as a fraction, this may look like 25/100ths. The way you say it is the way you write it. We'll talk more about that later. And as a simplest form fraction, it will look as 1/4. Making a percent from a decimal is pretty easy. It looks like this. I'm not going to spoil any more of my tips. You'll have to tune into the next video for that. So a few more examples for you here. I want you to notice that through these examples, a lot of the digits are staying the same. Fix that a little bit. Again, you're going to see a lot of values that look very similar across a row because they are all equivalent, and a lot of the tips and tricks that we will talk about revolve around keeping that value but just changing the form in some way. I always try to teach the math part, but also to teach the shorter part so that you can make a connection between the math and the output that we're looking for, the answer that we're looking for. So enjoy that. Feel free to pause if you need to write any of this down, or if you want to pause and try to figure it out yourself, or try to figure out where the conversions go for this. Stay tuned to the next few videos. They're going to explain a lot of what has gone on here, and looking forward to you taking a look at that. Any feedback is appreciated. Hopefully I'm speaking slower and writing neater. Have a good day.